Hello friends, welcome to KK Java Tutorials. In this video tutorial, we'll talk about argument captor class in Mockito as well as add captor annotation. Yeah. So first of all, we'll try to understand the concept and finally we'll jump into the practical example. Yeah. So let's talk about the first of all argument captor. So uh, argument captor is a class belongs to arg.mockito package and it is used to capture arguments for mocked methods. Argument captor we can use with Mockito verify methods to get the arguments passed when any method is called. In this way, we can provide additional unit assertions for our unit test. So here, what basically I'm trying to say, you can create a argument captor for any type of class, right? And after that, you call the methods on the mocked object, right? And you can add many objects in the basically mocked object mocked instance, and after that we call the verify method, right? And there we will capture all the added objects in the mocked instance. And once we capture all the basically added object in the mocked instance, then those instance we can take from the argument captor and we can use into the basically various assertion method in the genuine test cases. Yeah, that's the purpose of argument captor. Now when we talk about the argument captor methods and API, we may use to create argument captor instance for any class, then its capture methods is used with verify method. So once we add many objects in the mocked instance, then we can call the capture method of argument captor in the verify method. And further, we can get those captured object from argument captor in the various assertions method, right? Now finally what we have to do, what we have discussed, what I told you, we may get the captured object from get value and get values method. Yeah. So here one thing we have to keep in mind, argument captor get value method can be used when we have captured a single argument. If the verify method was called multiple times, then get value method will return the last captured value only, right? And here if multiple arguments are captured, then we may call get all values to get the list of arguments. I think this was the only theoretical discussion. Until unless we do not go through the practical example, we will not understand 100%, right? So let's jump into the Eclipse. Here is the Eclipse, and let me show you the argument captor class which belongs to the arg.mockito package. If you look into this class, if you press Ctrl O, then here you can see this is the constructor, and we have a capture method, then get value, then get values, what we discussed in the slide, and finally we have a for class. So we can get the argument capture instance by passing any class, right? Any kind of argument capture we can create. So now let's try to understand one already written, or I have just developed this test case offline. After that we'll create some more test cases, right? So here you can see I have a test case is called captor test, and here you can see I have created a mocked object of list interface, and here I'm trying to add one element, right? That is a kind of a string, and then I have created a captor object, right, by calling for class method. It's a static method, and we want the argument captor type of a string, and that's why I have passed generic string. And now I'm calling verify method by passing this mocked object, right? And calling add method, and I'm just calling the argument capture, so that whatever objects I'm adding in this capture in this mocked object, that we can capture, right? So here just I have added only one string object, so that will be captured over here. Now I'm using as usual assertion method from JUnit, and here I'm checking here if you look in the assert equals, so first is the expected object, right? That is KK. I'm just calling the captor dot get value, so this will return the KK. If this will return the KK, right, which is going to capture in the verify, then this case is going to pass, right? If I run, then let me show you. So my test name is this one, and if I run, then this is going to be pass, right? So this proves that we have captured right, added argument in this mocked object, and that's the reason this test case has been passed. But here if you look into here, I am using basically here I'm using argument capture programmatically, right? But these things can be used by the annotation as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another class in the same package, and this is another class, new class I have created. And these things I don't want to create argument capture programmatically, but these things can be created by annotation. So what we can do, I will declare at the instance level, just declaration you have to do, and this has to annotate as at capture, right? And look at the import arg.mockito.capture, right? And this thing is not needed at all now, right? And if I run, of course this is going to throw null pointer exception, because Mockito will not able to identify this annotation as of now. So what you have to do, there are a couple of ways to enable this annotation in Mockito, but here I'm going to, as I'm using Mockito along with the JUnit 5. So here class, I'm going to use one annotation at the class level, that is called extend width, and here you have to specify Mockito extension, something is called Mockito extension, and that's it, right? There is also another way to enable this this at capture. There is a class, it's called Mockito annotations, and Mockito annotations has a open init method that also you can call with either within this test method, or uh, uh, you can write a lifecycle method in JUnit 5, like setup and annotate with at before all, and there you can do basically you can enable annotation in Mockito, right? But here just I have annotated a class with at extend with, and just you need to provide Mockito extension, and that's it. So another way how we can enable annotation in JUnit 5 or Mockito 3, that already I have shown in the previous many videos, so you can refer that video. So let's run this after. So I'm going to run that this time test2, right? Newly created class, and if I run, then this should pass as well. Here you can see test case has been passed. Look at the class name, right? So you can basically annotate at instance level at capture, and you can use this basically in sliced object in any test cases. That's the advantage, right? As of now I have only on test cases. As capture, at capture you have given an instance level, right? Argument capture we have created at instance level, right? So that can be used by the any test cases within this class. Yeah, so that's all about how we can use capture. But still there are a few API we haven't used. If you look into the capture, then we have used 3 API, right? I have shown you how to use for class, how to use get value, and how to use capture, but we haven't seen how to use get values, right? So let's look into this example. So if you look into this API, so API has given a lot of explanation. If you go to this explanation, you can understand easily. But let's move to write one more test cases. There will add more than one object, right? So here what we have to do, so here I have done with the existing API or interface, right? Let's play with some custom object rather than playing with the array list or list, right? So here I am going to create one more method, test case method in the same package. Yeah, and that is called, let me close rest of the files, and here I'm going to create argument capture with custom object is called person, right? And I need to import, I have a person class already created in model package with 2 attributes and 1 constructor and public getter method. Yeah, now here of course I need to change the same, copy paste. So be careful. So now I'm going to add some object over here, like add, and here I'm going to add new person, and ID I'm going to extend, and object 20. Yeah, so I added. So why this guy is const second argument is nothing but the name. So let me say first argument ID and second is the name. So name I'm going to specify as KK. Yeah. Now I'm going to add some more objects in this over here. So PK and SK, right? So after some time we'll identify what's the benefit of really argument captor. Argument captor has a lot of benefit. So now I have added three objects in the my mocked object, which is a list of person, right? And here what verify method I have used earlier, that is not gonna work. What you have to do, you have to call this dot verify and then mock object. Of course this is the mock object, and then you have to call I would get times. There is called a method is called times, right? So here you have to call verify and you have to pass the mocked object, and then I'm going to call three times this method. Times, if you look into the import, this import has happens from arg.mockito times, and this is a static import. It's a static class, so statically you can import. And then after I'm calling uh, argument capture. So this is going to call three times when we add three objects in this mockito, right? Now we can do kind of verification. We can do assert equal first object we have added KK. Then here what you have to do basically, now you have to call argument get values, right? Get all values. This guy is going to return us yeah person list, right? So it's a person list, right? And I would say, so here I would say, let's say I would like to check the name of the first person, so I would get it from something like that, a person list dot get on 0th index, right? And I would say get name. Yeah, we can also check what age, also you can check ID, right? ID and name you can check, right? Something like this. ID is how much? 10. So you can say get ID, and similarly you can check for the second instance as well, right? Second and as well as third. So for second ID is 20, right? And that was your index at first, and name is PK, right? And similarly you can check for a third employee object, person object, right? Which is at index 2, and ID is so ID, let's say here I haven't changed, yeah, something like this. So ID is 30, right? And name is SK. Yeah, so let's run this. Test class name is Mockito Captor 3, right? Let's run. So test class I have to select test 3, apply and run. So here test case has been failed, saying that PK but it was KK. Okay, I have done on 0th index we have added KK, right? I have done some mistake. Then first index is name is PK, this guy name is PK, then SK, right? So if I run it, and still this case PK but was KK. Let me check. Sorry guys, I need to change this index as well. Extremely sorry. Now I have checked everywhere. Now let's run the test cases. Now you can see test case has been passed, right? So guys, that's the way basically we can use argument captor, right? And you can use at captor notation to basically use argument captor at instance level. And along with argument captor you can apply it for a custom class as well, right? And when you call the verify method, at that time you can capture all the basically object which you have added in the mocked object, and afterwards you can use that captured object in the argument captor in the assertions, right, for genuine test cases. So that's the basically use of argument captor or add captor annotation, right? I hope you enjoy learning this video, guys. As far as this source code concerned, I will post this source code on my blog, and link you will get from the video description. Guys, big thank you for watching this video, and see you there in the next video.